Right here I have two things that you should all be very familiar with, a Nintendo DS original model and a Game Boy Advance SP. If you're wondering why, it's because I bought something very special today, or a few weeks ago, and it's right here in my hand. I'm covering most of it up because I don't want to ruin the surprise, but this is supposedly the most overpowered cartridge for Pokemon I have ever seen. And that is no exaggeration, you're about to see in just a moment. I cannot wait and I really want to reveal this, so subscribe if you're new and let's just get right into it. Let me show you the front. Okay, let me move my huge hand out of the way. Boom! Pokemon Ultimate Distribution Generation 345 event. When I saw this online, I was like, what in the world is this? Because I was recommended this by a viewer here on the channel. Right here, there are a lot of things I noticed, one being the Playboy logo with a Pikachu on it. That is something that someone else pointed out to me. And then also right here, we have the new logo from New Super Mario Bros. Games. It does claim over here that it is a Nintendo DS game, Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, and Nintendo, Pokemon, the Pokemon Company, a lot of logos. Of course, this is definitely not licensed by Pokemon or Nintendo, but down here, there's something very peculiar. As you can see, there are logos for every single DS Pokemon game, and then it says 450 plus event for GBA/NDS. Huh, every single DS game plus mentions of event Pokemon for Game Boy Advance games? How? I'm not quite sure. That's gonna be something we find out later, and if I look at the back, there is a lot to read. Let's start at the top. It says a new glitch has hit classic Pokemon games. I'm just gonna call that out already. There's no way this cartridge is a glitch at all. That just does not seem right, but it says you get the power of countless event cartridges in one single cartridge. It's making it sound like they put all the event distribution cartridges from the DS onto one type of R4 card, maybe? I don't know. I'm just really confused on how this would work with the Game Boy Advance sending back old events, but like I said, we're gonna find out. There are a bunch of steps for what to do right here, but I'm just gonna open it up. I'm curious on what is inside of here, but we have a cartridge that is put in its own little case and not in the default one. Then there's the Game Boy Advance slot up there, and then a manual actually, which I did not expect a manual, and it's pretty loose. It doesn't really fit too well. I guess with this, we got a little guidebook for all the event info. Ooh, there's even a table of contents. Okay, we're gonna look in here later. Just by looking at this cartridge and the shape with how it's curved in on the sides, I have a feeling, okay, yeah, it's one of those SD card cartridges. The SD card put inside is 2 gigabytes, so you can't store much on it, but DS ROMs don't take up much space anyway. When I open up the manual on the first page, it mentions Gen 3, 4, and 5 games, and I'm really curious about Gen 3. I'm going to start off with Gen 4 though for DS and 3DS games, because I have my own event cartridge for Gen 4, but I'm going to boot this up right now in a DS. I'm kind of curious on what it'll say on the home screen. Okay, Deep Labyrinth by Atlas, I have seen that before. Let's boot it up. Let's see what happens when I load into this cartridge. Okay, we have a cool little Pokedex thing up there. It thinks it's September of 2012, but never mind that. We have micro SD card, slot 2 card, and favorites. I guess let's just go to micro SD card, DS Wonder cards for Generation 4 Japan, English, and then here's Gen 5. Oh, I misread this one. This one's for Gen 5 too, but if I scroll down, there's a Gen 4 folder right here. Let's go to US distributions. Whoa. Okay, so these are all .nds, which is the ROM file for a DS game. And there's Deoxys, the Shiny Legendary Beast. Ooh. I do remember, I did do this event way back in the past, and if I launch into this right here, processing, and it should just boot up the ROM. Okay, this is a distribution cartridge, yeah. The reason it says distribution not available now is because the date on your actual system has to be accurate to when the event took place. I'm kind of stupid because the only reason the date was wrong on that app is because it was actually wrong on my entire system. But I'm going to change this to January 23rd of 2011. What that's going to do is make it so I can actually test out this distribution event and make it so I can hopefully get an old Pokemon event in 2024 from this cartridge. There we go. January 23rd, 2011. Confirm. Let's restart the system and boot that back up. Now that my data is fixed, I should be able to go down here and click on the GameStop, Shiny Legendary Beast, and there we go. It says distribution pending, distributing Entei. Now that that's distributing Entei, I have my 2DS right here on Pokemon Soul Silver, and I should be able to boot this up and claim the mystery gift. 8 badges and 12 Pokemon in my Pokedex. Yeah, that sounds like something I would do, but I can scroll down and click on mystery gift, receive gift, and then it should be get via wireless, I believe. It should not be Wi-Fi connection. There we go. Look at that. That was so fast. The legendary trio of Johto. I did not even have to make a cut. That's how quick that popped up, and boom, Shiny Entei is given to me just like that. That is so cool, and it does have the correct met date and not something like 2024, because that would look kind of suspicious. Here I am in the Pokemon Mart. Here's the delivery man. He says, "You must be Kevin," and that is true. I got a gift for you, and your party is full. Of course it is. Oh my goodness, that really does seem like something I would do. But now I could talk to him because I put something in the PC, and Kevin received an Entei. So good. A level 30 Entei, and if I look at the summer, you guys will see. This is the shiny one from the old event. Anyway, Anyway, for now, I could turn this off, and that is just the very first thing you can do with this event cartridge. It claimed that I would be able to redeem old event Pokemon from way back on Gen 3 somehow, so let's continue and find out. Okay, it's been like 10 or 11 days since that last part of the video you were just watching, but I'll be using this authentic copy of Pokemon Ruby now for the events. It said I could use this cartridge right here for a Gen 3 game and not just Gen 4 and 5, so we're gonna find out how and if it's even true. I was looking for a little while in the manual, and something it did say is that you have to put the GBA game into the DS and then also put in the special cartridge. To me, this makes a lot of sense because I was thinking there's no way you could do something with the link cable cord if it's a DS game. That just would not work. I'm pretty sure I have to start right here in Petalburg on Pokemon Ruby and go up to this person by the PC over here. This is my third time trying this, and now I have it saying mystery event is exciting, and this should unlock mystery gifts for me on my save file. That means you're now a fellow member of the mystery event club. Let's go. I'm pretty excited because now I have the Game Boy Advance game and the DS game both in the system at the same time. I'm booting up the DS game. Down in this folder called Gen 3, I'm guessing this is where I have to go, and it said to specifically launch the bottom one, NDS Event Tool. I am definitely trying those other two later on in this video though, so let's give it a launch. And okay, Pokemon Generation 3 Event Distribution by Suloko, version 1.0 by Mr. Happy Asthma. Press B to continue. Okay, pressing B, let's see what happens. Whoa, okay, so up at the top, it did detect this as Pokemon Ruby, and then down at the bottom, select your event, Eon ticket with e-card or Nintendo Italy. Not only do I not know Italian, but this is a North American copy, so I'm gonna click on e-card and let's see what happens. Whoa, writing save to your game, please wait. Is that it? Oh yeah, right here up at the top, it says done. Just like that, we should have the Eon ticket now. That was incredibly easy, and with what I do know, I have to go up here to the gym and talk to my father. He should be right here, yeah. This text looks a little weird. I'm not sure if it's always like that, but there's no colon and there's no spaces either. It's weird. But hey, just like that, I am given the Eon ticket, and he says it appears to be a fairy ticket, and I should go to Lily Cove. That is honestly pretty crazy. It looks like that DS cartridge just will inject the event into your old GBA cartridge. This lady is recognizing that pass, so she knows that I have the Eon ticket. And this guy says, you're trying to reach an island far in the south. There's no telling what we'll encounter there. This is so cool. It's 2024. This event is not a place that I should be able to access normally at all. And here's a Latias. Just so cool. And I believe if you throw one ball, this Pokemon will run away. So I do have to use a Master Ball on it. Amazing. This is already a pretty good use of this cartridge, and we're going to move on and find out more. Okay, so the rest of the Gen 3 folder was pretty anticlimactic. These were all the same ROM, but never mind that, because if I go back in here and then go to DS Wonder Cards for Gen 5 and then the English folder, we can try some of these out too. I do have my other DS over here running Pokemon White, and so many of these events I've never heard of. You could claim that some of these are useless because you can just do the DNS gift and get a lot of event Pokemon in 2024. For example, this shiny Metagross right here, you can just get this online for free. Even you watching this video right now, I have a tutorial here on the channel. I've never seen what a Gen 5 distribution cartridge actually looks like though. So I'll be booting up this ROM for Pokemon, wait, what? This one's pretty much just pitch black saying that the distribution is pending. So let me get this other DS ready. Ah, man, I miss these games so much. But let me go down to the mystery gift menu and just get this thing claimed. I only have one badge on this file, but receive gift. It says the channel must be open. Yes, and then get via wireless. Searching for a gift, please wait. And then over here, I can just press the A button. It says distributing. And just like that, a special Zoroark that is being sent from my other DS. I am 99% sure this is a non-shiny Zoroark event, if I remember right. Hey, there we go. It is indeed non-shiny, but I remember this was a very hard Pokemon to get back in the day. Now I can claim stuff like this literally whenever I want, every single event Pokemon ever made. Earlier for Gen 3, I was doing Pokemon Ruby like I showed you guys, but now I have Pokemon Fire Red in here, and as you can see, the Aurora ticket and Mystic ticket are here. If you didn't know, this is for Naval Rocks. You can go get Ho-Oh and Lugia on your game. I'm so happy about this. This cartridge is definitely a lot different from this other cartridge that I recently reviewed here on the channel, because this one would send actual Pokemon to your game. If you guys haven't seen the video yet, you can get all these Pokemon in the corner art of the cartridge. It was a really cool video. This cartridge though, the one in the back that I showed you guys earlier today, this one is a lot different. All I know is that they are compatible with these official cartridges in unlocking old events and getting cool Pokemon that can be transferred to the new games. I believe the online listings for both of these cartridges that I ordered from have been taken down, but I would not be linking these anyway, as I've already talked about. The saga is now complete though. This will be added to my collection as just one of those weird random games that I bought for a video for you guys.